Okay, I'll talk a little louder. So yeah, thanks everybody. I'm going to talk about lunar science mobility today. Next slide, please. So a few things we recognize that vehicles are really key elements that help us achieve lunar science exploration goals. We've recognized this from any surface vehicles we've had on any planetary surface for crewed or uncrewed, really. So with crewed from the Apollo era, we know that this has enabled science crew to do science farther from a habitat. We also understand from different missions that we can conduct remote science from frame, mast mounted, robotic arm mounted payloads that could be deployed with or without crew. So science really has a stake in a vehicle's capability to explore on the lunar surface and conduct science operations. And to that end, NASA has embedded scientists into project level vehicle development process to help maximize that science return from these from vehicles. Let's go to the next slide. So I'm going to start with the Lunar Terrain Vehicle. So in April of 2024, 3 vendors were selected to conduct year-long feasibility studies to meet NASA requirements through a preliminary design review. And glad to say, science has been involved throughout that feasibility study. We've been able to provide insight to the different providers. On the right of this, you see an image which is accessible at any of these websites down here. So I encourage you to go look at that that shows the mock-ups from the different providers who were selected. Let's go to the next slide. So we had scientists involved, and we were able to talk to the providers and answer any questions they might have about science operations. Which crew or astronauts were also able to interact with the vehicles. This is astronaut Jessica Watkins, also a geologist, playing with the lunar geology tools and interacting with the vehicle and the tools in anticipation of that. And if you didn't catch it at JSC, you could have caught these same vehicles at the Houston Automotive Show. So I don't know if they're on tour at other ones. Let's go to the next slide. So then I'm going to talk about the Pressurized Rover. So the Pressurized Rover, the PR, is being developed as a partnership between NASA and JAXA. It's a mobile habitation vehicle that supports crewed and uncrewed lunar science and exploration objectives. And in its concept phase, crewed, the PR would support 2 crew for long duration stays on the surface. So notionally 31 days per year and extended exploration distances up to 20 kilometers from a habitat when supported along with an LTV. Also in its concept phase, uncrewed, then PR provides science exploration through remote operations and operations of payloads. So that would be for the majority of the year. And let's go to the next slide. So to that end, we held a lunar surface science workshop, just the one about a month ago, titled Uncrewed Science with the Pressurized Rover. That was on April 9th and 10th. And this was really co-organized with NASA and JAXA. We solicited abstracts for this that covered potential payloads and operation concepts with authors providing abstracts from the US, Japan, India, France, and Italy. Had a lot of registrants and a lot of participants, noting that this was on either end of the day to accommodate both the US and Japanese scientists. So payloads included those frame-mounted robotic arm end effectors, robotic arm and crew-deployed payloads. And these contributions, so the discussion, I'd say, was fantastic between between the scientists. I'm hopeful there's collaborations that were built out of that. And certainly the discussions that were had were facilitated conversations between NASA and JAXA about the potential vehicle capabilities. And some of the images that Toyota and JAXA have provided show where potential, notional payload slots are, and that's shown in the bottom. And I think that is all I have.